Dr. Swamy, I also want to ask you about the fact that there is Adani's indictment in US has happened. Forget about Adani; he wouldn't have the courage to, even dream or aspire to attend Donald Trump's swearing in. But what happens? What are the kind of equations which will change because of Mukesh Ambani and Neeta Ambani in attendance at the swearing in of Donald Trump?
No, no. See, the case of Mukesh Ambani, he has a background. He was a student in Stanford University. His whole, what is what he does is he builds new assets, whereas Adani grabs all it, buys it, or if you want to call it, and then makes it his own. He has grown by snatching other things from other people. Whereas the Ambanis have come up by, they may have done, they're taking care of the clerks and the ministers and all that by paying them enough. But the fact is that they have built assets, and that will stand in them in good, stand in the whole world. In fact, if Mukesh has any respect in America, it's basically this, that they are builders. And that is what we have to recognize, the difference between Adani and Ambani.
Do you think that Modi would have called up Mukesh Ambani and Neeta Ambani that, look, try and, bring in some kind of a rapprochement between Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump? Would he use Ambani now for this? Would he use Ambani as a conduit, to convey things, what he wants to Donald Trump?
I don't know, because I don't know whether he called him, not called him. But what I know from here and there, and my own occasional meetings with Dhirubhai Ambani and later his son Mukesh Ambani, these people, they have their own self-respect, and they will not act as an agent for anybody where they think that both sides have not asked us. Just Modi asking, they will not do. At least this is what I think, based on my assessment of their character.
Right. All right. So, but what happens to Adani now? With Donald Trump on the seat of the president and with his 2.0 tenure now beginning, what does it entail for Adani? Because his trial will begin soon. What are we to expect? Because there were lots of speculations, that probably now Donald Trump will come back to power. Modi will try and wield his influence to save Adani. But what happens now? I mean, after what Modi has faced at the hands of Donald Trump, what are the prospects for Adani?
Well, I can give you alternatives, possible alternatives. The worst alternative is that Modi is also brought in as a factor in the fraud. I mean, there's some conversation that has taken place between Adani and Modi, and that is available in America. I know that because many people in America have told me about it. So if they bring in him, Modi has already got this murder charge against him pending in America, which has been suspended because he is holding the office of the Prime Minister. Tomorrow he ceases to be. The first thing the Americans will do is ask the Interpol to go and get him. So I would not think in these terms. I don't think that it is the job of Mr. Modi to try and save some industrialists who maybe is very, very good friends on a matter in which they have been already declared as these are not just allegations now; they are part of the criminal proceedings. So therefore, just leave it. Let him. Adani is smart enough to know how to defend himself. If he has any stuff in him, he will win. If he doesn't have, he'll go to jail, and the Americans will not at all hesitate in doing that.
But I'm sure China is having the last laugh at this point of time. Chinese president has deputed his own foreign minister to attend. But how do you think that, the strategic equations will now change? Because obviously, as you said, that, it has made Modi look petty. It has made Modi look weak. What does it mean when it comes to strategic partnerships now? Because America and India were supposed to be very close allies and dependable ones.
I don't think we were ever close allies or we were dependable. It was a thing that was developing with that Quad which came, which then, sorry to say, that Mr. Modi has completely ruined that opportunity. What I would say is that if the Chinese attacked India, they've already taken away all the land they want. But supposing they wanted to, say, make some part of India as a separate country and tell them that, listen, we'll come and help you through via Burma or something like that, then the Americans will not intervene. Why should they? They may make statements, no, this kind of thing should not be done, etc. But they will not come in. American interests have to be involved. Then they will come in. And what interests of America are we now defending? Take, for instance, this small country which the Russians are hammering every day. What is it called? That small place where they are valiantly fighting. So we are not saying anything about it. We are only saying, oh, no, we are. But our troops are going to Russia and they are going to that country. Why are we doing this? Why are you allowing this? I'm not saying we are doing it, but why are we allowing
it? Dying as well. In Ukraine, our soldiers are dying, and MEA has come on record on that.
Yeah, we have students in Ukraine. Many of them are affected or running away and coming back. So why are we taking a stand when we know that the aggression is by Russia? Because Russia has crossed the line. The Ukrainians have not crossed the line. They are only defending themselves. So in these circumstances, we should have taken a stand in favor of the Ukrainians. And we did not. What will the world think? They'll think that these guys are, for a little oil from Russia or something, they can be bought for at any time. We have got such a bad name as people who will stand by anybody, you see. That is what I have to point out.
But Dr. Swamy, what about Trump's intention of dislodging Prime Minister Modi as well from the Prime Minister's seat? Maybe Trump is thinking of the government. Would that be also an intention?
Well, the Americans, you mean the Americans unsettling our government, you're saying?
Yes, no, I'm saying Americans could be unsettling Prime Minister Modi now.
Well, they are past masters in it. They try to unsettle Indira Gandhi also. So, I mean, Americans, you see, they are not emotional people. They are emotional in personal matters, but they are not emotional in international matters. It's they feel that here's somebody who is now turned against us, or he is behaving in a manner which is bad for us. He had promised that he will have Quad and we'll develop in the Pacific Ocean, we'll develop a force against China. Instead of that, he has run away from that. In fact, he has surrendered to China. These are things which may motivate them. But I don't think that Americans will send troops anymore to any other place after their experience in Afghanistan and so many other places. But whether they will support India, at what cost? So they are not supporting you on Bangladesh, by the way, the Americans. They are totally with the Bangladeshis. Now, what more proof you want? The Americans look in their interests, their own interests say that Indians are not a reliable country. They are not a partner. We created Quad and they didn't even agree to more than 1 or 2 meetings. So this is the image that Modi has created, and with Modi in power, I don't think we can have good relations with the United States in the real sense.
Okay. So my last question to you, Dr. Swamy, is that now with this development where he's not attended Donald Trump's swearing in, where does it leave Modi as a brand? Where does it leave Modi as a prime minister? Where does it leave Modi as a politician in the world? Because he was aspiring to become a great statesman.
You can aspire, But you have to do things which you will be a statesman. Look at Churchill, how he became a statesman. He stood alone against Hitler. People said he had no chance. France is gone, Belgium is gone, Czechoslovakia is gone, that is gone. Hitler is running through. Only the Americans were left. At that time, this man stood up, and he's remembered for all times to come. That fear he should show. If he had, supposing, cleaned up Kashmir, big thing. Supposing we had driven the Chinese out of our country, that would have given him a huge thing. He's basically, according to me, from my analysis of Modi, he is afraid of losing what he has got. In the process, he will lose what he has got.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Swamy, for joining on HW News. It's always a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you, sir.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.